Hey guys, Nader here. Welcome back to another Scratch tutorial. This is Scratch tutorial number 17, and it's been a week since I last uploaded, and a month since I had a real upload. So, yeah, we're back at it today. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make good-looking sprites. So, of course, making it good-looking is subjective, but I like to make Fortnite characters in Scratch. I don't know if that's a weird thing. I don't know if I'm the only person that still plays Fortnite in this world, but I had a game that I mentioned a few times called Destroy 4, which has all these sprites in it. So if you want to go check it out, the link will be in the description for the Scratch game. So basically, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make your sprites look as clean as possible, and give you some tips because this tutorial will be going over anything that you could ever want to draw, basically. Not exactly showing you how to draw, but giving you the heads up. So this is, I'm going to scroll through a few that I have here. So this is Lux from the Season 8 Battle Pass Tier 100. Oh, that doesn't show, okay. This is Sky. This is a word that I'm working on, so it looks a little bit weird. But I decided I want to show you something. Sky, Tier 80, Season 2, Chapter 2, Battle Pass. Got an ATK over here, right? The vehicles that got vaulted. Plus, cars came out yesterday, so very cool, very cool. And I got Wildcard over here holding a diamond. So, yeah, it's not, exactly the best looking, but I think it's my style. So, if you come and look at these, I'm going to start with Lux. So, I also, when I make the character designs, I always have the pickaxe in the background. This is the flawless pickaxe. I've showed it in a few other videos, but I'm going to leave it to the side right now. What we're really going to go over today is Lux and how she looks. So I think actually pickaxes are easier. It just takes time because the hardest part, in my opinion, of making a good-looking character is their hair, especially if it's a girl. Like look at what was it called? Sky. The hair needs to look organic, but it also can't look organic. So it's a little bit hard, but you can always use referencing, and it won't be that hard. So if you can see, these are actually all of this is it's a rectangle that I used a reshape feature on. So it's actually pretty easy to make. I'll show you guys how to make it using a new sprite. So I'm going to be using this as reference. Wait, let me yeah, there we go. So I'm going to group this back together and then yeet it into this new costume. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a good looking sprite. So first we're going to basically start off with just the face. So you're going to want to pull out your circle tool. Oh, by the way, I'm using vector. It's much easier to make more detailed drawings because bitmap is all blocky and stuff. But bitmap isn't bad because I like the fill feature a lot better there. But of course, we're going to be using vector this entire time because it's more sophisticated, and I think it needs more explaining than bitmap. So we're going to pull out the circle tool, and then we're going to use the fill. Because Lux is more of a tanner color, I'm going to pull this color out, and we're going to want to auto set to black, so you can just decide on the size. I think 5. Yeah, maybe 5 is a little bit big, so let's just take that right there, and we're going to shrink the outline a little bit. Next up, we're going to want to start with, I think the facial features are much easier to do than the hair, so we're going to procrastinate on doing the hair, and we're going to move to the facial features. So, you're going to want a white eye, right? I'm going to make it 1, maybe? Yeah, it looks good. So, we're going to have one eye here, and another eye here. And then, this looks creepy because it's not exactly, it doesn't exactly have pupils. But what we can do now is we can do a little something with, you can actually keep it white, whatever. Doesn't really matter. As long as you have a color that you're going to stay like this. And I'm going to use another, you're going to have to zoom in over here. Another little circle, oh, oops. I'm so clumsy right now with my drawing. I haven't actually done this in a while. Also, you can hold shift to make a perfect circle. So that's a handy tip to know. And what we're going to want to do here, oh, it's kind of laggy. We're going to leave it like that, and then we're going to use the fill tool. This is where the fill tool really shines. We're going to use this gradient. And then just to get a good idea, you can look at this. And I'm going to use the point picker tool. And we're going to use the other color. Sorry, my brother walked in on me. We're going to use this gradient here. And let's see how that looks. Should look good. So now when we come over here, you can actually center it a little bit better. Oops. Okay, whatever. We're just going to keep it like that. It looks fine. And we're just going to copy and paste this right onto the next eye. It's so laggy right now. I don't know what's happening with Scratch. Can't complain though. I'm the one that's using Scratch. Okay, so that's going to be your thing, but you're going to want, because that's more of like a gradient, like outer pupil. That's where like the color is. You're going to want the inner pupil. So that's just, so you're going to just add black to this one. So, yeah. Sorry if I'm like rambling a lot. I'm just trying to make like conversation, because it's a little bit boring sometimes just watching me like do some of this. I'll try to cut as much of it out as possible, but I still want to make sure that you guys are understanding what I'm talking about. So that's a little bit big, but it's fine. So of course, if you're doing the exact same thing as me and you're trying to do Lux off of my drawing just for like a testing, of course it's not going to look exactly the same because it's just everybody has their own artist style and everybody has their skill levels. And I wouldn't call myself exactly skilled at this because I've only done this for about like 2 games now on Scratch. I've only made original art, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. But once you get the hang of it, you get the hang of it. Okay, now we're going to want some eyebrows in here. So I'm going to pull out the normal brush tool. And we're going to want to downsize this a lot because we don't want a really thick eyebrow. Yeah, look, it's 6 and it's already super thick. I'd suggest maybe 4. And I think I did like this. So it looks a little bit like, what was it, Fit MC? No offense to Fit MC, of course. But, yeah, it has like that. It has like the skeptical look. So we're going to want to put a smile on this girl. I feel like the lipstick is a little bit overkill. You don't really need to put lipstick, but I wanted the lipstick to make it look more like Lux. So yeah, I guess we can do the lips next. To get the lips perfect, what we're going to want to do is I'm going to pull out the color picker again, and I'm going to get like a darker yellow. And we're going to use the line tool. So a lot of people don't know about this, I'm pretty sure. But if you just take, it looks like an emoji now. You downsize it a little bit, right? And then this is where a lot of the important stuff comes in. You use the reshape tool. I forgot what it was called for a second. And you can just make a little point there. And then move this one around. So it's kind of weird the way the reshape tool works, but it makes sense once you understand it. And you can just do this and then make a second version of this. So you copy and paste it. And you just push it right there. And it looks like a duck thing, a duck bill. But we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to copy this again. But now we're going to make it we're going to make it 1. And then we're going to set it to like black. Actually, maybe gray. So you're going to want to pull the saturation down. And yeah. And then we're going to pull that right in between so you can see the fine line. So, of course, this isn't how most people would do this. People are obviously much more skilled than me, like actually animators on Scratch. So, like I said before, everyone has their own skill and everyone has their own style. So it's perfectly fine if you don't. I'm just going to freehand this next part, but you can use the line trick again with the reshaping. But I feel like it's just a little bit easier to do it like this. So yeah, I'm just going to pull out the brush tool. And maybe 2. Yeah, and draw like a little nose. Oh, that looks like a man now. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't exactly. Of course, I'm trying to make this as speedy as possible so you get the idea of it. But I don't really want to. I don't want to stretch this video out way too long, so it's like not interesting anymore. And that's an ugly color. Okay, give me a second. Uh, yeah, I don't really want to stretch this video out too long to make it to the point where it's like, oh, he's doing that again. But I also want to make my point, so I'm just gonna. I'm not. Usually, when you would do this, you would refine it like tons of times until it looks perfect. But because I want to get this video out as soon as possible to you guys, and I don't want to stretch it out too long, this is how it's gonna look. So it's gonna look like an egghead. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay, now for the hardest part, the hair. So there's tons of ways you could do the hair. You could freehand it, of course, but because I'm terrible at this, I can't freehand it, so I'm just going to use another reshaping technique, which, let me just group this real quick. Okay. Awkward silence, and we're gonna move the mouth down a little bit. Okay, so what I would usually do is I'd use the rectangle tool, and you'd be like, oh, that's like boxy then, it's not gonna look good. But surprisingly, after doing tons of experimenting, it actually doesn't look bad. So I'm gonna use this like chocolate brown kind of color. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this. Oh wait, this needs to be darker. Yeah, this needs to be black. I'm gonna grab like this, and then just put it here. Then next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the reshape, and I'm gonna start bending this in a way that would make it kind of look good. So like you can bend it. There's 2 different kinds, by the way. You can use pointed edge, which is a lot more pointy, obviously, and then curved edge, which has like obviously a curve, pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna want to use a good combination, because otherwise it's not gonna look exactly the way you want it to. Of course, I'm just like, like I said, I'm going through this as fast as possible, so I'm not really paying too much attention to detail. But if I really wanted to make this look good, you could add all tons of different stylings, and constantly just go back and forth on the really good to make it look good. But yeah, I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record. I don't really want to say it again, but I'm not exactly trying to make it look good. I'm just trying to get the point across. So let's say this is how Lux's hair looks, and we can just pull it like this, and then where's the thing? It's like this. Yeah, horizontal flip. So yeah, Lux's wonderful and luscious hair. It's beautiful, right? It looks like a Suzanne. And then if you really wanted to, you could add even more detailing to it. Actually, I would use the line feature, where you can just, ooh, that's a little bit thick. You can make it like 1, let's say, and then you could just add like little detailing to it. It looks kind of ugly when it's up close because it looks like black sprinkles. But because usually your sprites aren't gonna be enormous and you can't see every little detail of it, it's gonna look pretty good. So if you look at it, well, it looks pretty ugly, but if you refine it, it would look good. Then you can add these little buns on top, which are pretty simple to make. You just the exact same thing, but with like a circle, and you just pop it on top. I'm amazing at this. Trust me. I promise you that I made these sprites myself. Regardless of how ugly this looks. It took like 30 minutes per sprite, and this ATK took me like an hour. So you really get to see how long it takes to make a really good looking sprite. And you'd actually be surprised how much respect I've gotten for animators in this process. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video and you want to leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. If you subscribe to the channel, that would also be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Of course, it's pretty far away, so it's a big big long highway to it. But yeah, so it looks like we're done here. We're looking at ugly Lux here. So wonderful, wonderful. If you refine it, it'll probably look better. But yeah, quick drawing tips. Use the reshape tool as much as possible. Uh, and yeah, so you'll get used to it. It takes a while to get used to. I was completely bitmap for like 2 years when I was first doing Scratch, and then moved to vector, and it's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier the more you get used to it. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like rating down below. Subscribe. Leave a comment on what I should improve on.